Good evening, guys, and happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, there was a lot of sports on today, so I didn't end up doing too much. And then me and Jack went walking every day this week except for like yesterday and today. Like on the weekends we didn't plan on doing that anyway, but then we also didn't go on Thursday because it was supposed to be raining when we were gonna go walking, and it barely drizzled a little bit. I think I was telling you guys, I want to say it was Friday, I think it ended up, or yeah, was that how it worked? I think Friday, I think it was actually raining more, like significantly more, but it wasn't raining in the morning when we actually went walking. But it was kind of like Thursday too, where like it didn't rain in the morning when we were gonna go walking, but then it rained in the afternoon. But it rained worse on Friday than it did on Thursday. But we didn't end up going on Thursday. That was the only day we didn't end up going. But again too, compared to the last 2 weeks prior to that, because it was so cold, we haven't been walking at all. So it was kind of just a little bit of an adjustment. And like also too, I've been getting up early every single day this week. I think I've been up before 9 o'clock at least, which has been really, really good and really big for me, a person who sleeps sometimes until 11, noon, 1 o'clock maybe even. Sometimes I can sleep in pretty late. So that was really big for me. Like my wake up time lately prior to this last week was like around 11 o'clock normally. But again too, now I'm up before 9 o'clock. Like a couple days I was up at like, I think there was one day where I was up at like 7 and couldn't fall back asleep, or like 7:30 or something like that. And then there was, like I said, a few days where it was like 8:30, 8:45 or so that I ended up getting up. But yeah, for the most part, I think I've been up before 9 o'clock every day, at least this week. So even like today too, I didn't need to be. There was no reason for me to be up before 9 o'clock even, and I was. So that was really good though. But I've had what, I don't know if I would say I have more time during the day, but I've just like been, I think, more productive because of that too, which has been really good. There were lots of sports games on, like the Bulls played at noon. Then I think around 3 o'clock when the Bulls game was over, the Cubs game started. Then about midway through, or like close to the end of the Cubs game, the Hawks game started. So there was like sports on literally throughout the entire day today. I didn't watch a ton of the Hawks game because we were watching something out in the living room together. But there was, like I said, like all early afternoon pretty much. I was just sitting in my room watching sports games. I did end up doing a little bit of my list. I finished a good portion of it. I'm probably gonna finish it up tomorrow, like for Meyer and like, you know, all that stuff. So like I said, that was really awesome that I got most of that done. Like I don't have to worry about too much of that tomorrow, especially being Monday. But I would like to, because I think tomorrow is supposed to be a little cooler than it was today. Today was like 80 degrees. It was so hot out. Like we have all the windows open because like, and it's starting to cool down, so it finally feels kind of nice. But it was very hot today. Tomorrow's still supposed to be pretty warm, like I think 70s, which was what I think Monday was like last week. It's supposed to be about the same temperature. Then I think it's supposed to cool down, and like one day I think it's supposed to rain and like be 50 something as a high. So it's not going to be that cold on that day, like, you know, again, freezing or like snow or anything like that, but it's also not going to be as warm as it was like today or like tomorrow is supposed to be. And I think that's either like Wednesday or Thursday possibly. But I also thought I saw that Tuesday, it was either Tuesday, Wednesday or Wednesday, Thursday, I think it's supposed to rain during this week. And like those 2 days are supposed to start getting a little bit cooler. So I don't want to chance it and wait until Tuesday to try and clear out another garden bed, since I did that last Monday. And I feel like it just like worked really well kind of into my schedule. And so while again too, I wanted to again last week, but with our contractor coming and stuff like that, it didn't really end up working. Well, like the end of this past week, like, you know, Thursday, Friday or something like that. But again too, like I was saying, with our contractor coming to do the drywall work in the other room, I didn't really have the opportunity to be able to do that, just because again too, with the dogs and handling all that kind of stuff too, I didn't really have the time to be able to get that stuff done, even though he wasn't here for that long. But because of the humidity too, it's actually not dry yet, so he hasn't actually come back to sand it yet. Like I was kind of thinking like, oh, he'll be here like the next day or whatever, but my dad checked it yesterday, or I think today, yesterday I think, and he said that it was like not even like dry yet. So I think because the humidity, because it's been so warm and stuff like that, it's not dry, which the warm would be good, but I think it's also kind of humid, so that's probably also why. But we did have the back screen door open, or the back sliding door open, and it just had the screen like on the door, and like had the sliding glass door open, so that it can like cool down in there a little bit more too, to help, you know, like I said, hopefully with the drying and everything like that too, so it's not like super stuffy, and there's just better airflow and that kind of stuff in there too. So I'm not sure, my dad hasn't talked to him about when he'll come to sand it, but then hopefully, fingers crossed guys, ideally we would be able to paint at some point this week possibly, and then, or like over this weekend or whatever, if he's able to come one day during the week, and then he'll be able to come and do the floors hopefully very shortly after that. So maybe next week he'll be able to come and do that, or even too, if we can paint it like really quickly, maybe we'd even be able to get him in like by the end of the week this week or something like that potentially. But again too, if everything works out for tomorrow, I would love to be able to weed the big flower bed in the front. That would be most ideal. And then again too, maybe by the end of the week I might be able to do like the vegetable garden or something along those lines. So like I said, I'm just gonna have to kind of see, but tomorrow does look, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit cooler than today, which will be nice, but still kind of gonna be kind of warm, so I don't entirely know. I'd like to get up again tomorrow, get a early start I guess kind of to my day, and just kind of again to get the stuff done that I need to get done for tomorrow, like done, you know, earlier in the day, and get that stuff done. Like ideally would love to be done with the front flower bed before like 1 or 2, because I think when I did it last week I started kind of late because that was the eclipse. So I think I started late because of that. Then also too, because of that, again, I started late, but I felt like I was just working really late into the day. Like it was like 3 o'clock, or no, I think it was like 5 o'clock I said that I had finished it, and I started at like 1 or 2 or something like that. Like I was outside for like 3 or so hours, or 4 hours, I don't remember. I think I mentioned last Monday how long it ended up taking me, but it was like a while. I just remember I finished really late because I kind of started later too, and I don't want to do that again tomorrow. Like I don't want to be working all day tomorrow. Like I didn't really feel like I had time like established yesterday to like just kind of be done with stuff. Like, you know, it was like, oh, now it's like dinner time, and then it was just like almost like I was tired and ready for bed by that point. And so, you know, I don't want that like for tomorrow again. So I'd like to get up, be able to get this stuff done kind of earlier. And also too, because like I feel like I'm a little bit more, I don't want to say in shape, but just because like I worked like doing the gardening last Monday, like I feel like my body's healed from it, but hopefully my muscles will be a little bit more you know, kind of used to the gardening again, because like the one summer where I did like all of the gardening, like I mean it hadn't been touched in like years, and so we did all of it. We replanted like all of the plants and like all that kind of stuff, and we just did like, I mean, and it was mainly for the most part me. Like Matthew was helping a little bit, Jack might help like clean up the stuff, like, you know, rake things up like he did last Monday, you know, like afterwards and whatever and stuff like that. And you know, my dad helped a little bit with stuff too, but mostly it was like me, like a couple times during the week I would end up like weeding parts of a flower bed, or you know, something like that, and then going back through and then moving plants and then planting new plants, and you know, like all kinds of stuff. And I remember it took a very long time. It was like practically the whole summer. Like there was a couple weeks maybe here or there where I like wouldn't do anything, but there was a lot of stuff to get done that whole summer. And like I felt really good like in shape and like all that kind of stuff from doing that too, but at the same time like I haven't done a lot recently. So like this first start to it, like, you know, again last Monday I was like, oh my goodness. And also starting with like the walking again, which me and Jack haven't been, you know, our power walking in the morning, we hadn't been doing in 2 weeks because like I said, because of the weather. So it was like all that stacked up on a Monday. I was just like, I am so sore, I am so tired. But like I said, I'm hoping that it won't be quite as bad as like last week, because I'm a little bit more, you know, like I said, accustomed to, you know, my muscles are you know, like worked out a little bit better than they were that first week. So anyways, like I said, I want to get to bed though so I can get up early tomorrow and get that stuff done. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.